Today you're going to see a new Legends League diamond base built by Sarwan, one of our very own blueprint builders. He's always in and amongst the top 100 in Legends League, so if it works for him, it should definitely work for you, because this base has some insane baits. The first attack we're going to start off with here is an E-Drag attack by none other than Jack. If Nikita isn't the best E-Drag player in the world, then Jack surely is. Jack's absolutely insane, and let's see how he tries to do this. So he's got a nice E-Drag setting a funnel up the top, a few balloons to tank the air defense, then we're going to go Queen and King down the bottom, and a huge E-Drag push through the center here. And you're going to see this base just, look, 2 Rage Towers in the core, puts a lot of damage, and coming into the town hall like this is not always a good thing, but he kind of has to because there's 2 sweepers facing the back end. Already used the Warden ability, as is customary with this army. The King pulls the defensive CC. That's what I really like. That corner compartment actually gets a CC pull, which is good versus air attacks like this. The Rage Scatter is wrecking the E-Drags. Jack's actually got a nice push. He's got the RC already on the top side, but look at how offset the Eagle is from the rest of the base. Defensive Queen raged. Oh my word, look at that Defensive Queen putting in a mountain of work. But yeah, this compartment down the bottom is a real pain because the Eagle is just so far away from everything else, and it kind of just wrecks the E-Drags in this case. The Defensive Queen is still putting in work. Rage defensive heroes are potentially the scariest thing in like the game, aside from maybe a Raged Eagle. Because yeah, look at this. This is going to fall well short, and with the Eagle staying up, it protects so much of these free buildings. There's plenty of free percent here for Jack, but he can't get access to it and only gets 22 trophies. This attack here will be a Super Archer Blimp. I know this is the #1 requested thing in your bases. Can it stop Super Archer Blimps? And I want to kind of talk about the decision the attacker makes here, because he's not going to come in with a Warden Blimp. I know a lot of you love the Warden Blimps, but have a look at this base here, right? So obviously, if you're going to Warden Blimp, generally you're going to be coming from the bottom, and these 2 sweepers cover so much of the base. You could potentially land here, obviously, but there's potentially a NATO in this location here. That's definitely where I would look at putting it. It's the most obvious spot. Doesn't necessarily mean it's there, but it's something the attacker has to be wary of. Now, the other way you could probably Super Archer this is through here with the Warden ability and try and land it here. I know probably a lot of you would do that because that avoids the sweepers, but I think Sarwan's just happy to give that up on this base because it is quite risky to go that far across the base. So this base is quite well set up. So what does the attacker do here? Well, he's already got a Lava Hound in this army comp. So he's not actually going to Warden Blimp. And I know a lot of you be like, oh, he's a terrible attacker. He's not using the Warden Blimp. But I just don't think it's that bad an idea on this base because you can't get in that core compartment. You just can't. Those 2 sweepers will absolutely stop it. The attacker here waits until the bomb tower goes down and then uses the Super Archers. And now he can put in work. Also worth noting, you probably wouldn't be able to get down the Eagle if you got into the core of the base, because the loons wouldn't quite take it out on the outside. There's a few too many defenses, but the value gotten here from this Super Archer Blimp, keeping in mind that he did not use a Warden ability, it's pretty nice value, honestly. Puts in a huge amount of effort into that Defensive King as well, so that is a huge chunk of base gone. So this is one Super Archer entry that, look, it got value, but is the rest of the attack going to work? We're actually going to 4 times through the rest of the attack because I care less about the actual attack and more about the Super Archer Blimp. I just want to show you guys 2 different Super Archer Blimp attacks and see how that goes. He uses the Warden ability with that King. Queen gets the Town Hall, but look at the problem with this, right? I'm going to pause it here. If you don't get the Monolith behind this Town Hall with the Super Archer Blimp, it is really difficult to sui because it's just going to stay up. It's just going to be an absolute pain. RC goes around. I mean, it looks kind of close, but it's not. There's 3 huge targets up in the multi-scatter and monolith. This one didn't work. I'll show you guys a second different Super Archer clone. So this attacker does not have a Lava Hound, so we would expect this attacker to normally use a Warden Blimp, but look at where he's starting. So he's going to try and get the Town Hall here. and see if he can maybe get one of the scatters down, because that's pretty good value, especially if you're not using your Warden ability. So it's really interesting that two attackers that are clearly pretty high in Legends League choosing on this base to not use the Warden ability. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't have a Warden ability Super Archer Bomb attack for you guys. It's just not what people are doing versus this base, unfortunately. Now, if it doesn't work for you in Legends, because the Warden ability Super Arch wrecks it, let me know, but that would genuinely surprise me. This base looks pretty solid, because yeah, that double sweeper setup and diamond bases in general, just not great for it. I think the only Warden ability Super Archer Blimp I'd worry about is one that lands in here, so as I said earlier, over either of these air bows. But we haven't seen the NATO yet. I don't think I've seen the NATO in any of the replays, so maybe the NATO's covering one of them. I don't really know, but yeah, it is really risky to go that far across the base. Let me know in the comments below though, because I'm pretty optimistic about this base. It makes a lot of sense. It looks really good to me. So yeah, I want to hear all your feedback. So does Sarwan as well, because, you know, not only is he building these bases so it benefits him in Legends League, he wants to have a few videos of his on the channel, and we love having him on the channel. Absolute legend. Let's see. Super Archer, well, sorry, the Super Archer, the E-Titan Smash is coming in here, and this, like, he does a pretty good job, but that Eagle compartment being so segregated from the rest of the base, or so separate, if you want, from the rest of the base, just makes this such a pain. I mean, you can't send the RC into that Eagle comp with the defensive king there. There's probably a skeleton trap in there somewhere. So what do? Because the Titans can't go into it. You need them in the core, and the Queen can't reach the Eagle from the core either. It's a really well set up base. This attack, I kind of feel bad for the attacker here, because that Town Hall is so far from the rest of the base, and because you've got this dead zone here, if you do Super Bowler Smash from the far side of the base, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get the Town Hall, because the dead zone here will push the troops towards the outside of the base rather than inside, even if there is a jump spell there. So what does this Super Bowler attacker decide to do? Wants to Warden Walk the Town Hall, but I want you to have a look at the clock here and the spell usage. So we're already 30 seconds in. This attack did start at 3 minutes. I heard a Sam go off somewhere. What's he? He's trying to flame fling at this bottom area. That was really poorly done. Oops. We'll come back to that flame flinger later, because look, like, the Warden's making solid progress, but look at this. It's been 50 seconds already. It doesn't look like there's many buildings to Warden Walk to get to the Town Hall, but there's a few storages, and look, he's got 2 builder huts on the Town Hall as well. The rage is about to wear out, and those 2 builder huts, yeah, look at this. The Warden does not do that much more damage than the builder huts. We have to use a freeze there. Look at the clock. An 82-second Warden Walk. There is no way. It doesn't matter what value you're getting with your Warden. 82 seconds for a Warden Walk. Never going to be enough value. You could get the Eagle, Heroes, Town Hall, everything. Never going to be enough. And because we started this flinger late, it's not going to get much value, but we'll come back to that later. We'll 2 times through this part. The Warden comes over quite nicely. Like, he has set up a great funnel, but it's just, it can't be worth it. It could never be worth it. A nice smash entry here. I will slow it down to 1 time speed. As you can tell, the flinger did get the Eagle, so it is possible to get the Eagle down with a flinger. So maybe a weakness in the base there. You can't stop flingers everywhere though. It's just not possible. This attacker put a skeleton spell on the monolith because, like, we just got no way to access the monolith. The jump spell maybe wasn't the best. Probably should have put it above the CC, but I think he put it low because a lot of his super bowlers weren't pathing well. Look at the rage scatter. Like, the scatter unfortunately goes down to, I think, the RC ability, but the rage scatter took down a super bowler or 2, and this attack's just going to die out. The Queen's staying up, obviously nice, but 2 cannons. I actually don't know. Well, it's time. Man, it's time. He only had 90 seconds to do the Super Bowler Smash, and that's just not enough time. The last replay I'm going to show you is Blizzard Lalo, of course. Probably the one main army that I haven't showed yet. freezes the sweeper and the rage tower, and the blimp gets to a good location. This is a nice blizzard spot. There's definitely value to be had here. Yep, good invis. Really well timed. And we're going to get rid of 2 expos and a rage tower. I mean, it's pretty nice value. Obviously, the multi and the queen as well. And a nice funnel. Ooh, that is really good value, honestly. Yet again, the double sweeper kind of makes the warden ability not as viable with the blimp. I know Stars, for instance, will use a lot of warden abilities with the blimp on diamond bases, because the big weakness of diamond bases is that, yes, there technically isn't as much value in the core, but because the damage is spread throughout the base, if you take out the core of the base, you can kind of just wrap around the edge of the rest of it. But not able to get it into the core thanks to those 2 sweepers. He could have frozen, to be honest, because obviously with Blizz Lalo you do have those 5 freezes, but decided not to here. And this Sui is actually really nice in the end, or it gets close to being really nice. Also good for us that we didn't pull the, on defense, we didn't pull the entire CC with the Blizzard. So the Queen has to deal with that, and she's going to be under Scatterfire. King goes to the top side. Monolith is just being a pain. That's a really nice invis, though. The invis sets the King on the path to the Town Hall. Will he quite get it? Nope. He switches targets to a skeleton at the last minute. Queen ability goes off, and it's kind of wasted. Kind of wasted. But yeah, look at this, right? Think of this. He's gotten really good value. He's done a Blizzard for good value and a Sui, but he has 1 minute left. Like, this attack, the replay ends is pretty close to the attack ends time. That Sui just took so long. Yes, he got value, but it took forever. And here's the thing, most Blizz Lalo players, if they get the Town with the Sui, would probably Lalo down here. But do you really want to Lalo into 2 sweepers? You don't know if your Queen's going to get that sweeper yet. She probably does. But that is just a really awkward sweeper angle because it's pushing the troops out of the core. Not necessarily directly backwards, but out of the core. So, the Incredible Hulk here. Fantastic name. And the Queen does not get the sweeper, thanks to the Monolith. Yet again, this Monolith is such a pain. It's been a nuisance in every single attack here today. Freeze the Scatter and the Rage Tower. And he's trying to delay this Warden ability, but I mean, look at how wide the initial Lalo is because of this Monolith. The Loons have to go over there, and this attack ends up looking really bad, honestly. We have 2 raged multis, and oh, it just falls apart. But what can you do? You've only got so many freezes. You have to use 1 for the Blizzard, 1 for the Queen, 1 for the King. And that leaves you 2 freezes for the Lalo, and there's so many rage defenses there. And this base just looks really nice. And I like that it's, you know, I know a lot of you want bases that specifically stop super archers, and there are some bases that do that. But a lot of the bases that do that give up triples to every other army in the game, because you can't defend everything. But this is quite a balanced base. Yes, it's not going to be perfect against any army, but it's really good against all of them, and you're going to require a good attack to get the 3-star. In saying this, if you want a base that specifically stops super archers, I'll link the video on my left. It is by CJ, built a specific anti-super archer base. As I said only seconds ago though, keep in mind that if any other army goes on it, it might not go as well, but if you're only getting hit by super archer, that's absolutely the best base to use.